How do I get faster? Hi, I'm Emma Stokes and it's week 8 of my Dart 10K training. So this week I'm going to be covering what I've done, what I'm going to be doing, speed. We need to talk about speed, and we're going to talk about lido, lane swimming, politics. Ooh, contentious. But just to start off with, I've had a relatively good week. I got into the pool 3 times this week, so that was good. I met up with Mandy and Zoe, albeit quite briefly, in the lido. And Zoe has hit a real milestone, so she's now able to swim a kilometre. With a few brief stops, but it's such an improvement. So she's literally making huge improvements every week, so I'm really proud of her. Mandy was going to do a 2.5k swim the day that we met her at the lido. I'm not sure if she did it or not though, because unfortunately her trusted Garmin sports watch died. So not so trusted after all. It would seem to me like these sports watches can be a little bit temperamental. My husband's got a TomTom sports watch, and his sometimes records really random stats halfway through a swim, things like that. My Apple Watch, I'd say the heart rate isn't particularly accurate, and Mandy, who swore by her Garmin, it's just died, so we don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, it was really nice to catch up with the girls, and we discussed what we were going to do next week. So next Friday, on Good Friday, we were going to head on over to Lake 86 at South Cerney at the Cirencester Water Park. But the water temperature is still only about 9 or 10 degrees. Now that's freezing for me. Like, I'm not a hardened open water swimmer, and nor are Mandy and Zoe. So although we were going to put our wetsuits on and dip, we've decided to wait. We've still got ages to get ready in open water. And what we're all really worrying about is our fitness and our endurance. So what we're going to do instead is going to meet at the lido next Friday and cobble together a little training program for ourselves. We're going to take our tempo trainers. We're going to take some paddles. And Mandy's got some kit anyway. And I would like to do some speed work and just figuring out our kind of optimum strokes and things like that together. And I think if the 3 of us get going, it could be quite a fun session. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm recording this on Sunday and I haven't got goggle eyes, and the reason for that is I haven't done my long swim today. I've decided to park it this week. I did my 5.6k or 3.5 miles last week, and then I've done my 3 swims this week, one of them being only yesterday. So yesterday was my stepdaughter's school swimathon. So my husband and I got in and were the part of the adult team. And basically what it involved, I think there was about 8 of us in the adult team, and we had to swim in turn a length of 25-metre pool as fast as you can go, and as soon as you touch the side, the next one can go. And in 45 minutes, we managed to do, oh gosh, I can't remember now. It was just over 100 lengths or something like that. So we were quite pleased with ourselves. But I've never done sprint swimming before. As many of you know, I'm really new to swimming. This time last year, I wasn't even in a pool. I wasn't swimming, couldn't swim really. I could just about survive in water. Certainly couldn't front crawl, and I could swim maybe 10 meters before sinking. And that's no exaggeration. So I've never done a swimathon before. So it was really nice to be part of the family team. But oh my God, literally, I ache all over today. I've never done so much work. My shoulders and arms are killing me. My core I can feel. My butt is killing from all the kicking. And it really did make me think about my speed. And funnily enough, brings me on to another point. So this week I did one of my swims, I think was Wednesday, and I did a mile. And I thought I was going quite well. And when I got out the pool and looked at my time, I'm no faster than I was like weeks ago on my mile. And I couldn't work out why, because I got into the pool feeling quite okay. I'd done reformer the day before because, as I said last week, I've switched my reformer classes. So I'm no longer doing reformer on a Saturday because that was always falling the day before a long swim. And and I found a studio that will do perfect time for me on a Tuesday. So yeah, okay, I maybe had slightly tired arms, but not really. I mean, it was only a mile I did. So I sent my coach, my swimming coach, a text and just said, Connor, why can't I go any faster? What's going on? So he sent me back a text and said, it could be one of three things. It could be your shoulders, it could be your lungs, or it could be your stomach. What do you think it is? I haven't got a clue. I literally couldn't tell you. I feel sometimes out of breath when I swim, but not really because of the exertion. Like yesterday when I did the sprint lengths, yes, I felt the exertion. But when I'm doing my miles, no. It's just more about me still getting used to my bilateral breathing, if I'm honest. My stomach, it's pretty poor, probably. My core isn't very good, and that's why I'm going to Reformer to try and work on that. And my shoulders are definitely strengthening, but I don't know. So he said to me, send me a screenshot of your stats from your last mile. So I did that and basically came back and said, your heart rate's too low. So I'm not pushing myself enough, really. And I've been trying not to do loads of kicking because when I'm doing the long swims, I've been watching my sort of total immersion videos and that sort of thing. And they all talk about just doing the 2-beat kick. So I haven't been really kicking, but for my mile, I'm going to definitely do that now because yesterday I kicked for my little life depended on it for this sprint swim. And yeah, definitely can feel it. So I'm going to concentrate on kicking. And he also said to me that I need to up my stroke rate. So I'm going to get my tempo trainer on next week and up the stroke rate. So and work on my kicking and see if that works. I'm still going to stick to my main technique, which is just the 2-beat kick when I'm doing my long swims, because I won't be able to sustain. I've got to do another 3.5 miles next Sundays, and I won't be able to sustain it if I'm kicking like a nutter. But for my shorter swims, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, see if my speed improves, and possibly then my overall fitness will improve as well, which in turn will help me with my endurance. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about lane swimming and the politics. It's quite contentious, isn't it? I still can't get used to the pose factor that you get in lane swimming, and you get some arseholes, actually. I mean, I've got to say, 90% of people that I swim with in the Lido are absolutely lovely, and everyone's very respectful, but wherever you go in life, you get an arsehole, don't you? Well, I've experienced it, but not to any extreme. For example, last week, I was doing my mile. I only ever go, we've got slow, medium, and then 2 training lanes. I go in the medium. So in the slow, you literally get ladies doing their breaststroke. Too fast for them. I go in the medium lane because there's absolutely no way I'm in a training lane. And you know, so in our little medium lane, you do get a bit of a mixed bag of abilities. But we can all wait at the end if we feel like someone's on our toes all the way up. You know, I just go, do you want to go? And people go on. Or people have said to me, do you want to go if I'm on their toes? Well, I had one girl who was breaststroking in the medium lane, so in my lane. And okay, she was a reasonable breaststroker, but I tapped her toes by accident once and was like, oh God, I didn't even realise she was in front of me. So I had to breaststroke for the rest of the length. So she knew I was behind her. When she got to the end, I was expecting her to go, oh, do you want to go? No, she didn't. She just went again. So then I just had to hang out at the deep end for a while to let like half a length distance go between us. And meanwhile, a guy comes up and goes, what are you doing? Are you going? I'm like, no, please, let's just wait because I'm trying to leave some distance between me and her. Anyway, left the distance, called her up again, got to the shallow end, I went to tap her on the shoulder to say, oh, do you mind? She went again. So that got on my nerves. But anyway, you've just got to find the funny side of it. But poor Zoe, she sent me a text message. So Zoe has only just progressed to lanes out of the main pool. And I encouraged her to do it on Wednesday. I said, look, you know, you can just overtake. It's quite a wide lane because they leave it quite wide so that everyone can sort of duck in and out. So off she went. Anyway, someone swam over her. and ducked her down to the point that she panicked because she was ducked down for quite a long time. She couldn't understand why this had happened because before she set off at the end, she checked to see if anyone was around, you know, like you do. Nobody was around. Anyway, turns out this old lady, instead of going clockwise, which was, I think, how the slow lane works, she was going anti-clockwise. And she must have been breaststroking, so she must have seen Zoe, but decided just to swim over her. I don't know why. So poor Zoe was actually a little bit traumatized by it. Luckily, the lifeguard apparently was quite responsive and checked that she was okay. But yeah, she had old lady Fanny on the back of her head. Not very nice. So yeah, I'm not sure I'll ever completely be comfortable with lane swimming politics and posers and people that just aren't very considerate. And in that respect, I can't wait to get into the open water, but when it's a little bit warmer, I think. So yeah, that's it from me this week. Next week, I'm going to be doing a swim on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I'm upping it this week, I've decided. I'm going to do a mile, a 2K, a training swim with the girls, and then my long swim. So fingers crossed I'm still alive and awake to tell you the story of how that all goes. I look forward to hearing any comments that you might have on any of the topics that I've covered this week. And don't forget to click subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, because then you get a notification when I post a new video and you can follow my journey. Anyway, have a lovely week and I will speak to you very soon.